Well, here we are, Thoughts from the Office, Redneck's Pride Outdoors. I'm out pulling cards and checking things out for my deer scents. And I've got a couple spots that the gray fox have really been hitting our Deer Stuff 2 sites. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put in a couple what I call training sets for dog proofs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some caulk tubes and dig them down into the ground, and then bait them up while they're still on the camera on my videos. And I'm going to train them to start hitting the dog proofs. We can't use foot traps here in New Jersey, so we can only use cable restraints. And in these places where the gray foxes are going, it's hard to snare them in those areas unless you're snaring raccoon runs and what have you. And my thought process here lately has been for the new trapper, because what I realize is this: unlike my grandkids, who has a grandpa and an uncle that traps and hunts and fishes and does all this stuff, most folks today do not have a mentor or somebody they can go to or know that will teach them the things that is obvious to us old goats. As a young kid growing up, late 60s, when I started trapping as a 10-year-old kid, I wasn't any good at it, but I started. Back in them days, we had, in New Jersey, we had 4,000 to 6,000 trappers in the state of New Jersey. Small little state. Had a big muskrat population and foxes and all that stuff. Back in them days, it was foot traps and conibears. But as a young kid and teenager, we all of us knew somebody that trapped. We not only knew somebody that trapped, we either was close friends with a buddy that trapped, or had an uncle or a grandpa or a dad or something, and we didn't get into it cold turkey. We had the privilege of being able to learn as we went from somebody close, or we would talk to other guys, and even though it was hard to get information from folks that was close-lipped, if you was a relative, if you was a close friend or something like that, you could get information, and they would help you out. Or if one of those old timers that was close-lipped took a liking to you, they would give you a ton of information. That was my case with Len Odell. He took a liking to me and my family, and used to kid around back in them days, and used to introduce him as my adopted grandfather. So, we had the privilege back in those days. But in today's world, especially here in New Jersey, most of the folks coming to the trapping courses have no concept of what they're getting into when they come to the trapping course. They don't even know there's a fur market. What fur market is left, and us old goats are complaining and saying, I remember when I got $45 for my raccoons, and I do remember then. But I was looking at some old receipts, and I didn't remember the $6 and $7 raccoons I got along with the $45 raccoons. And the $175 to $110 red foxes. I remember them. Red foxes you got pretty much close, unless it was rubbed out or something like that. Muskrats, $9 to $12. We remember all those numbers. They ain't no mo. They ain't no mo. And they're not going to be. And so a lot of trapper hung up their steel and hung up their cable. Amount of trappers in the state of New Jersey, I believe, bounces right around 1,300 trappers in the state of New Jersey, which is good for the state of New Jersey. It's a small state. But the point is, these new people getting in, and we will put 200 people through the trapping course this year. When it's all, we got two more. One class being done today up north, and then there's another one next weekend. And we'll put them through, and I'll be at the next weekend. And these poor people, they don't have an idea. So this video is for the new trapper, but it's mainly for us old goats out there. We ain't got a fur market no more. I'm making a lot of money on critters because of wildlife control. That's my living. That's my livelihood. And yes, I am making money, but I ain't making money fur trapping like I used to. And it's us old goats to train up these people, help these people get started. Get started the right way, so don't do something stupid. And let's face it, when you don't have somebody to mentor you, when you don't have somebody to show you things, especially with snaring, making an animal in a 100-acre field put its head through a loop that big, that is building a rocket ship. Folks say to me, why do you use DPs or dog proofs for gray fox? Because I don't have a foot trap. And when a gray fox can walk through the bottom of the woods with no understory, in other words, you from 88 inches up, it's thicker than snot. That fox can go anywhere he wants underneath. It's rough to snare them, unless you're targeting them, the gray fox. We got a lot of red foxes, and they're easier to catch. I hate to say it that way. And I know a lot of guys are going to get upset with me saying that, but a red fox is easier to catch than a gray fox. You need a smaller loop. You need a snare or cable restraint that's tuned. That's going to fire, not be dragged down. You need to have a good load on that thing. And you got to be right on location. And the problem with the gray fox is he can go everywhere he wants, when he wants, and how he wants. So this is a challenge to you old goats out there like me. Gray in the beard. We've had our heyday, man. We've had our heyday. We lived the life of $100 red foxes and $45 coons and otters $100 and beaver at $50 a blanket. We had that heyday. And they're never coming back. The price is going to go up a little bit, but they're never coming back. So for us to keep trapping tradition, heritage, culture, life, it's up to us old goats. Like I said today, up north, there's, 7 or 8, maybe more, trapping instructors giving a 2-day trapping course. They're doing their job. next week I'll be doing it again, just like I have for the last 30 plus years, 3-4 times a year. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm saying we gotta foresee. Us old goats has got to see the future. That's why I'm gonna go out here, and I'll probably shoot a video, but I'm not gonna show it here because that's gonna come for another video that we're making for snaring and catching critters and dog proofs. People's finally talked me into doing it, and I'm going to do it. So we're going to see what happens this first season. What type of a video I can do. It's easier than writing a book. I can't spell grammar and all that crap. Anyway, I'm going to go back out here. I'm going to train this gray fox. Foxes. There's 3 or 4 of them coming in there. And I'm going to train them to dig down in the ground for that dog proof. I just let a little secret out and I ain't going to tell you about it. Well, traditional. Redneck's Pride. I'm going to leave it here. Thoughts from the office. Redneck's Pride Outdoors. I'll talk to you later.